What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to the Sauce Factory with me, Kevin Cruz, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to properly use escape jumpers in NBA 2K23 because I noticed not everyone knows how to set these up properly, and that is a big mistake. I'm also going to show you some excellent combos to use with escape jumpers and specific escape jumper packages such as the Sky Lowry one, which if you aren't already in the know, man, it is filthy. Do stay until the end of the video because I give some helpful tips on what you don't know about escape jumpers and how you can actually use them in the game. And I'm telling these tips are game changing, man, so you better stay tuned until the end of the video, and let's get into it by taking a look at the basics. Alright, the first thing you want to know is that escape jumpers aren't going to bail out poor shot selection and magically create open space for you. So be sure to be thoughtful with how you set these up and when to use this because it's a game changer in creating space. The golden rule for using escape jumpers and step backs is to use your defender's momentum against them, so create combos that will get your defender leaning, moving backwards, and then countering quickly with escape jumpers to create open space. Alright, with that out of the way, to execute any escape jumper, you want to hold R2 and pull the right stick in any direction. The direction in which you pull the right stick will determine the direction of your escape jumper, so if you hold R2 and hold the right stick down, that will give you a step back. Hold R2 and hold the right stick to the right, and that will give you a side step to the right. Hold R2 and hold the right stick up, and that will give you an escape jumper moving forward. So the escape jumper animation will depend on your movement, size up combos, which hand has the ball, and different types of setups that we want to look later on. Now if you're more comfortable using the shot button, tap square and then immediately hold the left stick in any direction and then hold square again to continue into the shot. Now whether you use square and the left stick or whether you use R2 and the right stick, it's all a matter of preference and what you're basically comfortable with. For me, when I'm on the move, I like to use R2 and the right stick, but when using stationary escape jumpers, I do prefer using the shot button and the left stick. No reason in particular, it's just my preference in those situations. But there is one big advantage to using the right stick, and that gives you the ability to cancel out of the escape jumper to keep your dribble alive. So just release the right stick very quickly as you're holding R2 to cancel out of this escape jumper. You can use this to launch into a crossover, hold R2 and push the left stick up left or up right to your non-ball hand. So this is a great misdirection counter that works against aggressive defenses who like to jump at every contest opportunity. Now you can also combo this with your different dribble moves and momentum launches to create more diverse counters, and for this I'd recommend looking at my dribble tutorial video, link in the description below, to see what different moves are available to you. You can use escape dribbles, your different momentum crossovers, momentum behind the back launches, just vary it up a little bit in how you attack your defense. Look at this, man, we even combo this to a double attacking crossover which will create a lot of space. Now using Trae Young, this is a perfect example right here. Oh, look at that. Ooh, we just killed him thrice in the same possession, finishing with a nice scoop layup. So again, the first move creates separation, forces Will Barton to shift his stance, a step back to attack Will Barton, then forces him to try to recover. So we attack that with a crossover and launch into a scoop layup for an easy 2. And if you start comboing by adding your different escape dribble setups as we do with Trae Young right here, man, you will reach some disgusting levels of shot creation. Now instead of executing your escape jumpers from a stationary position, try moving around to the left, to the right, backwards and forwards, and combining with your different dribble sigs to see what kind of animations open up. Movement will always force your defenders to react whether you set them up with your different ISO moves, and from there use their momentum against them to create a wide open shot. And when you got someone as dangerous as Trae Young with this ISO dribble bag on the move, man, you will create some excellent moves on the fly. So again, right here, we do an escape dribble tween into a crossover, force Will Barton to commit fully to stopping that drive, and then launch into an escape jumper. Now let's just make a make so that we can actually do justice to that move right there. Oh yeah, let's go. Now this is the value of playing with pace, so you want to use your different change of pace techniques to set up momentum traps to use against your defender's reaction. So when I say change of pace techniques, you're going slow and then going fast with your escape jumper. So use hezzies, crossovers, different types of launch moves. So as you can see right here, after the left stick hezzy that we use out of a size up, we use that extra step out of this hezzy to launch into a step back jumper which will create a lot more distance. Take a look right here how we use Russell Westbrook's momentum against him as he's moving to the right. We just counter him quickly, moving to the left and backwards with that step back jump shot after using a nice change of pace technique. So here again, as we are moving to the right with that hesitation dribble, look at how Russell Westbrook will commit himself to moving to our right. Right there, he's out of position, and from here, that's when we execute our step back escape jumper, and that creates a hell of amount of space. Now, an important thing to remember is that the timing on when you execute your escape jumper is important. So here, instead of executing an escape jumper after that long hezi step, we commit early to executing an escape jumper to get this hard stop step back jumper. This shows you the value of playing with pace and setting up traps to get your defender's momentum leaning a certain way and then countering the opposite direction. So here, after that hezi step, we see Bradley Beal taking a hard back pedal to his right, and then we execute a step back jumper to counter his momentum. Now, one thing that will create an extra bit of distance or speed with your escape jumpers is making sure that you combine your escape jumpers with moves that generate momentum. So look at this attacking crossover from LeBron. If we time our step back jumper at the right time, that flows well into this nice drag step back, which will create a lot of space. Now, if you don't let that attacking crossover animation play out, you'll actually get a nice tween escape jumper to the left, and these are just using the same inputs on the right stick. So for our first attacking crossover to escape jumper combo right here, we let the animation play out to flow well into this nice snatch back, drag back dribble into that step back jumper. Now if we execute the escape jumper a little bit more quickly and interrupt the animation before it gets to the end, we will get this nice tween escape jumper to the left. This shows you the importance of timing and knowing when and how to activate your different escape jumpers. So what this means is that your size up combos, your moving crossovers, and your different setups will matter. Use combos that will generate a huge amount of momentum, or use momentum traps and use that against your defender. So one combo to highlight this is a moving crossover which attacks your defenders laterally. Do this out of high screen and rolls to snake your defender and launch directly into a fast step back using the momentum out of that moving cross. I mean, just look at the speed and the distance out of these step backs and how it creates an open jump shot against these kinds of defenses. Kyle Lowry, Luka Doncic all have some nice moving crossovers, but especially when you got Steph Curry, oh me, oh my. Another great combo is this attacking hesitation moving to your right, and then look at how that combos well into that nasty Kyle Lowry step back. Now this is different from your left stick hezi because this hezi is actually more aggressive and creates a lot of forward momentum that will launch you backwards if you time your escape jumper correctly. So think of escape jumpers as an extension of your dribble moves because they're actually dribble moves combined with your different escape jumpers. And you don't actually need the most powerful sets of escape jumper animations as long as you know how to set your defender up. Use your different moving crossovers, freeze them with hesitation moves, set up momentum traps, go from left to right, right to left, and make sure that you set your defender up well with your combos and your escape jumpers. Now when you're in an ISO situation, you want to make sure that your step back jumpers are used to amplify the space you already created with your ISO bag. So simple setup here, we use a triple threat step over launch and then combo that into a tween escape dribble, and that already creates a lot of space because Tim Hardaway Jr. is out of position here, but in order to not get contested, we launch into a step back jump shot. And thumbs up if you made it to this part of the video because I'm about to blow your mind. Escape jumpers and your step back jumpers can actually be used to push off your defenders if you're in a ride animation. So take a look at this one. As our crossover is effective but not quite, we get into this ride animation. Look at this push off animation right here from Steph, which will push Marcus Smart away from us as we execute our step back jumper, forcing him to move backwards even further to amplify that space out of that jump shot. This angle right here will show you a slight nudge, but that nudge is all you need to create that extra bit of space. Now to maximize these moves, you want to be badged up with Space Creator, Mini Magician, Agent 3s, those kinds of badges to really help your shot creation to create that extra bit of space. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you learned something new, let me know in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you think that this is the definitive video on how to create space out of your escape jumpers, and be sure to stay tuned for more tutorials and gameplay. I'm headed now to the park section of my 2K pipeline in terms of content, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.